It's time for Up Close and Personal with My Microscopes, which is where you send in the things you want to see and then I show you what they look like under the microscope. I've had messages and emails from kids this week, so I've tried to cover as many as I can, and each week I'll do some more. So feel free to write to me anytime, get mum and dad to send me an email, put it in Google Classroom, and I'll try as many as I possibly can. Now, I had a request from one boy in grade 4 who asked to see. Now, this is a bit where parents, you have to block your ears, and kids, you're going to want to hear this, okay? One kid wrote to me and asked if we could have a look at animal poo under the microscope. Now, I know this is weird, like really weird what I'm about to say, but recently I've been collecting animal poo, not all types, but things like wombat poo, possum poo, that kind of stuff, because it turns out that there are some fungi that are specific to Australian animal poo. I know this is ridiculous, but what that means is you're not going to find them growing anywhere else but on dung, they call it. So I happen to have had lots of samples of animal poo in my house, and my family just thinks it's really gross, but then this kid wrote and said, can I look at some? And I was like, absolutely, I've got it. I've got photographs. So the next few photos are under the microscope. They are of dung that I have collected, wombat dung and possum that you're going to see. But you're going to see the cutest things. This is what's amazing, right? You get cute fungi, and then there's a whole bunch of insects that also feed either on the dung or on the fungi that's growing. There's even these things called slime molds, which I'm going to tell you about in a couple of weeks, and they grow in there too. So have a look at some of these cute little fungi and insects. Okay, now the next photos I'm going to show you are of a fungus that I just learned about maybe 2 months ago from these amazing fungi people. And they grow on dung, and they look like a little stalk with a ball on the top. And it kind of looks almost like a water droplet on the top. And then it's like it's got a little beret, like a little black French cap on top. And they grow into this like little bubble. And then when they get big enough, that little thing on top is actually full of spores, and it goes shooting off the top of the fungus, which is growing on the dung, and goes shooting off really far, like up to 2 meters. And you know, this is like this big, so that's a long way. And the spores go really far, and that's how they can spread and then grow again. Absolutely fascinating. Now, it just so happened that there's lots of possums around my house, and I found some in my garden. Like one of the possums had done some poo, and I picked it up and brought it inside, and I found these little things growing on it in my garden. Okay, check it out. It's not as weird as you think. All right, you can go tell your grown-ups to unblock their ears now and have a look at these. to draw science like a pro. As you know, that's not us, but that's okay. We're going to do it anyway. I've got a word, Abby. You ready?
Yep, all right.
Okay. Okay.
Circle, ball, caterpillar, molecule.
Yes. It looks a bit like a teddy bear though. Like if I did this, it was a molecule, but if I did this, then it would be a teddy bear. Molecule teddy bear. Good one, Abby. Well done. Your turn.
Thank you.
Oh wait, I'll rub it off.
Don't do my list.
Okay.
Okay. I apologise in advance for my bad drawings, but you should be able to get this one.
I think they know this by now that we can't actually draw science.
Yeah. Oh, that was like a really...
Oval, orbit, pizza, beetle.
Yeah.
Finish it. Cool, that. Segmented legs, Abby. I can't handle it. They've got to bend. Oh, golly. Good beetle. The beetles are on the front of their head. I mean,
Yeah,
okay, draw science like a pro. Even though our drawings aren't that good, if you can guess them,
My drawings are beautiful.
then that's perfect for a scientific diagram.
Yeah.
Scientists can't draw. Hello, it's time for interesting objects from my house. Today I want to tell you about two books that I have. Actually, they're the school's books. I would like to have them myself, but I've borrowed them for now. I want to tell you a little bit about them. Now, I'm aware that some people watching this video are quite young. You might be 5 or you might be 6. And other people watching this video, you could be like 12 or 13. So it's hard to kind of explain this for all the ages. But I'll just briefly tell you that everything in the world is made up of atoms. And some of you know this already. I've had lots of kids ask me to show them atoms under the microscope, but I can't do that because they're so small that my microscopes would never be able to see them. In fact, even the best microscopes in the world can only just kind of make out the shape of an atom. To give you a little bit of an idea of how small they are, if you could get one piece of your hair, so you know how tiny hair is, I can't even get one piece, you probably can't even see that. And across that piece of hair, there would be about 1 million atoms. Whoa, that's amazing, isn't it? Now, everything in the world, everything is made up of atoms, including some things you can't see, like the air, all right? So I can't see air, but I know that it's there because I breathe it in, and without it, I would die. So I know that air exists, and it's made up of atoms as well. So as you get older in different year levels, like grade 5, 6, you guys will have already learned about solids and liquids and gases, and younger kids, you're going to learn about that as you get older. But I just want to show you now about these books. So atoms, if you could get a little group of atoms together of the same type, then they make up different materials in our world, and then those all mix together to make up more materials. It's really confusing. But anyway, the first book, which is just incredible, is called The Elements, and these are all the different types, I suppose, of atoms that you can find on our planet. It's by a man called Theodore Gray, and Theodore has a really good way of explaining things that's in an easy way for kids, particularly grade 3, 4, 5, 6 year level. But look at this. He has gone through every element that we have in our world, and he's got photographs that kind of show where that element might be used and some information on it. It tells you if it's a solid, liquid or gas, its boiling point, all that kind of stuff. So let me just flick through a few. You might know of some. Helium in helium balloons. Some of them you never will have heard of before. So it's pretty beautiful. I might just flick backwards through it so you can see some of the pictures. Now some things like gold and silver, all of you will know about, but then there's other ones that you never will have heard of, and that's why this book is amazing, because it tells you all of the ways that we use these things in our world. So isn't it just lovely? Really gorgeous book. So I can recommend this one, particularly for older kids if you like this stuff. I find the pictures really useful to help in your head. This second book here is I think I probably even like it better than the other one. It's called Molecules, also by Theodore Gray. And this is about what happens if you take those atoms or elements from the first book that we were talking about, and you start mixing them up. And that's how we get everything on our planet. So it's a very cool book. This is the book of everything. Now, obviously you can't do everything. I'll read you some of the chapter names because they're sort of interesting. There's dead or alive, mineral, vegetable, rock and ore, fibers and ropes, Color Me Chemical, which is how you get different colors. It's amazing, that one. There's one called Rose and Skunk, which is about smells and perfumes and the molecules that make them up. And there's one called I Hate That Molecule. And that's about one that people think are really bad, chemicals they think are really bad, and it tells you some evidence about that. So let's just have a flick through. If you have a look here, first of all, it starts off by how to name molecules and why they're named the way they are. And then it goes through things like salts and different kinds of combinations. Soap, all different ways that you make soap. Now, the cool thing about this book is that not only does it have everyday objects that you might want to know about, look at this one, fibers, incredible. The pictures are beautiful, but then next to each one, he does like a little blurb that's easy for kids to understand. I love reading it because I find some science books a bit hard, but this one, I feel like you can just understand it, or at least you could talk to mum and dad and they would help you understand it. So this is a fantastic book. Now, I just got to find an example here. All right, one of the things I like about this is that for every picture that it has, it shows you what the molecule looks like. So you could say to me, Mrs. Mack, what atoms are in vitamin A? And I'll say, well, I can show you this molecule and I can figure it out, or you could figure it out yourself. And in perfumes and colors, look at this one. And the different dyes and pigments. It's got what chemicals are in all of those, what atoms are in them. Fantastic. Anyway, mums and dads, if you've got slightly older kids who love the idea of chemistry, they're a bit chemistry geeky. I have moments of that. Usually I'm more biology geeky, but anyway, if your kids are into this sort of stuff, I can really recommend these books. You can ask them which one they prefer. This one goes through all of the elements in the world, which is 118-ish of them. And this one here is about how those are joined together to make everyday items. So both wonderful books. I can recommend them. I don't make any money off this. I just think they're great. Here we are, unsuspiciously reading books on the couch in our dressing gowns, which we just whipped on before this segment. I actually have just my normal clothes on underneath. You too?
Yeah.
Or are you in your PJs?
In my PJs.
Anyway, what are you reading?
I'm still reading Where's Wally because it took me a long time to find it.
Well, I'm still reading a book about Holland or the Netherlands. This time I'm reading a page about a park, like a foresty park.
Cool. Well, it's time for me to surprise you.
Ah! I gave us another surprise. Okay,
Yep.
Surprise me. What have you got?
This.
What? It's a firework. Are you sure? This is meant to be an animal.
It's not actually a firework. It's a helictopus jelly.
Helictopus.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but I've completely forgotten its name.
So a cross between a helicopter and an octopus?
Yeah.
Oh. But not.
No.
What is it? What type of animal?
Well, it's a jellyfish that like glows in the dark and
looks,
has semi-transparent parts.
it looks like it's exploding.
Yeah.
Weird.
Like,
you have really surprised me. That is a surprising animal. Okay, I've got one for you. Now, I just have to flick through every page because I can't actually remember where I put it this time. So I might be a little while. Oh, here we go. I found it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Are you ready for me to surprise you?
Yes, I am.
Ta-da!
Oh, cool!
It's a caterpillar that looks like a clear gummy bear.
Whoa.
I don't know what it's called.
It looks like one of those toilet cleaners. You know how they have like the little bits?
Yeah.
They like spray clean air or like fresh air at you?
Oh, the air fresheners.
Yeah, them.
So the air freshener caterpillar. I think, did I surprise you?
Yes,
Is
you
that
did.
a surprising caterpillar?
Yes, it's surprising.